Hey everybody, how you doing today? Superfiend here, and welcome back to Planet Coaster Whacky World. We have spent a couple episodes getting this area nice and decorated. I think it looks really good. And what we have left to do with it is we got to kind of clean up this area right over here. And we're going to have to add something over here because I don't want the monorail to just like disappear, and I don't like this big tunnel. I think we're gonna I think we'll do something with this. I'm not sure entirely what, but we'll get around to it. We'll figure it out. And let's see, what else do we need to do? We also, I think, are gonna want to go back and kind of add some doors on the back here. Originally I was hoping to kind of get like 2 rows of buildings, but there's just not enough room here between the monorail station and the pathway to squeeze in a double row of buildings on this side. But we can create the illusion by just doing what we did with this building and just taking away a couple windows and putting a door on the back, and that will make it look like when you're coming up this side here, when you're cruising up this way, it's like, yeah, okay, it's a nice pirate village. And when you're down here on this side, it makes it look like there's more, there's more buildings than there actually are, because you kind of get hints of the other buildings through the gaps. But it also kind of makes this look like an elevated main street. And what we can do with it is we can just add a little bit more decoration, some barrels and carts and other little things outside of here. Maybe we'll repeat a couple of the things that we made over here. Maybe we'll just take a couple of these types of things and just move them over here as if it was kind of like an outdoor market for the pirates. We might have room for a couple of those, like right over here. And of course, these walls are like blank canvases, just begging to have scenery added to them. So we'll probably put some posters and other decorations along these walls and then the benches. But I might save that for a little bit further into the series once we get the paths going here and kind of see how it all goes. I don't know. But let's start with this area right here. And one of the first things I think I want to do is I want to extend this this castle roof to come out and match where this one is right here. So let's go ahead and let's do that. So we need these pieces and we'll duplicate them. So now it comes out this far, and this right here, this is kind of crooked. So let's see. I think we want to take these pieces. Not that one, this one. And we'll go ahead and we'll get the roof tile too. And I think we're going to want to bring these over this way, and we'll just see what we end up with. Okay, see, so now it's colliding with the coaster station. So we don't want that. We need to tone it down. It is on a 2-meter grid. Oh, okay, so we can get it to about here. And even better, what we can do is we can split it from the building. And now we can kind of slide this over just as far as it needs to go. And I think about like right there is maybe good. And this little hard edge right there, we'll just kind of ignore it. There's really not much we can do about that. And let's edit this one single piece. And we need to get the limestone. We need these pieces that you can add in here. So let's see. Where exactly will it go? Okay, so if we put it here, that's obviously no good, right? Because it's it's intersecting the track. And okay, and let's repeat it on this side. We'll fix it in a moment. Okay, so now let's back out of this building and let's slide it over a little bit, like to here, right? So that looks like it could work, right? Like we could get away with that. And let's see, what happens if we... Okay, so we get a little hole right here. We get a little hole right there. And... Okay, let's just, whoops, I don't want to delete the whole thing. Let's take these, let's split these off and make them a separate building. And then let's delete this building for right now. Okay? And so what are we going to do with this? How are we going to cover this up? One idea. Okay, one idea. This is the Castle Round Slim Tower. So if we put one of these, I want it to be in this building. So if we set one here, and then put the shorter one on top. Okay, it's a wee bit higher off the ground than the other one. So let's move it. Okay, it's supposed to be as tall as this sandstone trim. Okay, that's pretty good. And then we have a chimney piece. It's this one. And let's get the angle snap. Let's just see how this works for us, right? We'll turn the angle snap off because it needs to go a little bit this way because these buildings are not in a line with each other. Okay, so that kind of covers up that little hole very nicely, right? So that works for me. And then we got to go back to the lime. And I'm guessing we'll just need like a 4-meter piece. And you know, it could sink into the ground here, okay? Okay, so we could do something like that. And what are we going to do about this hole right here? So if we go into editing this building and we duplicate and then split, what are our choices with this? Is there any alignment with this that kind of looks good? It's not going to be perfect. Definitely not going to be perfect. And we want to drop it down just a tiny bit because it is glitching a little bit over here. And, you know, that's kind of okay. It's not so bad. And then what is this? Sandstone roof flat edge. So let's find one of those. The only one in the entire game. Okay. Now, we could do that. You know, that's not terrible. It's a little glitchy over here, but we could always throw some scenery on it and kind of cover it up just a little bit, and it'll disappear. Now, if we take this piece and we just duplicate it back, can we run it all the way along the edge here, and what's it look like? You know, that's not so bad, right? That looks okay. Kind of like that. And so now we need to kind of clean things up on this side. Now, before we do, I was looking at this path, and I think I would prefer to have the path be just steps going right down. I think that would be better because then it would get us out of this incline a little bit faster, and we'd have more room over here to like bring the path under the monorail track. And so I think we're going to do that. And another thing we could do too is we could change the curvature of this monorail track, and we could bring it a little bit more like this way where the mouse cursor is, and it could come through here, and that could get us a little extra room over here, and it could kind of turn in this way. So we got some options there, but I don't know if I really want to do that. I kind of like the monorail track coming straight out because then we got room on both sides to get creative and do things. So we'll see about that, and you know how that's going to work and what we're going to end up doing with that. But for now, I think I want to redo this path. So let's just blow all this away, get rid of it. And this is a little tricky because what I want the path to do, I think, is just drop straight down. Well, not straight down, but to be the steepest decline of steps that we have. That's what I think I want. So in order to do that, we have to flatten the terrain, right? And we'll flatten it to this over here. And now it's not going to flatten all the way because of the path that is there. Okay. We'll have to remove that path because it's grabbing a hold of the terrain and keeping it anchored there. Okay, and then let's push, and we'll just... Okay, we're getting a little too much, but that's fine. Okay. And we'll go back to the path, and this is our cobblestone. Is it only 7? Yeah, okay, I guess it's only 7 coming out of here. And that's okay, that's fine. Railing on ground, curb on ground. What are we missing? Railing on elevated, yeah, okay. Because it is an elevated path. And let's turn off the angle snap so we can kind of... Is it maybe only 6? Maybe it's only 6 wide. Because the 7 just doesn't look right. Okay. And... Now this is where it gets a little bit tricky because we kind of want it to be straight in line with the building. And when I say building, I mean the floor. So if we turn the angle snap back on. Okay. And we kind of want this to be able to come out to here. So we kind of started this this decline too early. All right, we started it too early. So how are we going to construct this? We have to think carefully about the tools that we have. Okay, let's go back to this for a moment. Okay. And let's get the limestone. I think the 2M piece. Yeah, okay. So let's just duplicate these over. I don't know if we're going to keep these ones that are over there. And okay, let's see. Castle flat? No. We want the flat castle roof. It is this one. Okay, and we want to put it up here. Okay, so if we go back to the path now, we can create a 4, except no. I would prefer if these are like that. Because we want the path to drop straight out of here. I think. I think we do. Okay, let's go back to this now. All right, so if we can get the one on top, let's see. Get the one on top. All right. This path. Okay. This path should be on top of this floor over here. And then we can kind of drop straight down out of here. And it might be okay. So let's go to 6, because that's how wide this is. And let's just pick a spot on this. Okay. So now it's perfectly perpendicular with the floor, and the only tricky part is connecting it back up to this over here. And so the way we might do that is if we go to 6. Okay, that's almost there. You know, that wasn't bad. Paths. Let's turn off the angle snap and see if we get a few more choices here. I mean, this is really kind of the nicest choice. And maybe we just make a few adjustments to that building where the problem is occurring. Okay, because now we should be able to delete these. There we go. Okay, we kind of got that okay. That worked out okay. And now the problem is just kind of this building. So let's do some building surgery. We need to have room to slide this building back. So if we just get rid of those, and then we could push it this way. There we go. That works, right? And let's see. Maybe we delete this little piece right here. Yeah, okay, that's a pretty good path. That's pretty good. All right. I like that. That works. And then, what else are we going to do? Okay, let's fix the floor now. And we got to go into editing this one. Okay, come on. Kind of see the hole there, so let's okay, and then let's move this one, and we'll put it here, and then we'll split it from the building, and we'll slide it over, and let's see. Gonna be a little tricky. Well, I think what we need to do is we need to connect it from here to here. So we do this. Yeah. Kind of hard. Okay, this is probably about as good as we're gonna get it. Okay, I'm not gonna get too crazy with trying to make this perfect. All right, and then now when we go back over to this one, we need the flat edge. Okay, and we'll do 2 of them, and then we'll duplicate them over here. And duplicate them over there. And then this one we can move and just go like halvesies. No, we're going to have to split this off too. We're going to have to position this one individually, I think. There. And that helps to kind of cover up how it helps to cover up, if I can get it, how this roof tile overhangs this, and I don't think that it interferes too much with the monorail station. Should we actually let's do a test? Cars per train, number of trains. How many stations do we get? Ah, okay. How many stations do we got? Where's the 1, 2, 3 cars? And let's just leave the train speed at 30 for right now. And I think you set the okay, the minimum waiting time and stuff, you set it over here at the individual stations. So let's set the minimum time. You know what? 60 is kind of good. And we'll make the max like 120. Don't block station. Arriving trains will override the minimum ride loader as well as the min-max waiting times. It's kind of a shame that we can't adjust the speed of the monorail in between sections of track. Because, like, let's say we did have a monorail station right here. Then it would actually be beneficial to have the monorail going from here to here going fast, and from here to here going kind of slow, so that so that the trip from here to here takes, like, let's say 30 or 40 seconds, and then the trip from here takes about 30 or 40 seconds, even though it's a shorter distance. And the cool thing about doing that, oh man, imagine if they did that. You could go in and like decorate parts of the monorail scenery so that it becomes like a flat ride that's entertaining. That would be cool. Huh. But we can't do that, can we? It's a one-size-fits-all train speed. Yeah. Okay, let's go back to the pirate. And then we'll go up and we'll go to the main and we'll say, we'll just do the same thing. Don't block. What did we pick for the other one? 120. I don't know if these values are appropriate. Okay, but let's go up. Let's test it. Let's see what it looks like when it cruises in here, right? We have to speed it up a little bit because it's going to take a while before it actually gets moving. This is a long trip. And apparently 120 wasn't long enough because look how close they are together. Okay, now this is what we want to get down here and look at over here. Just want to make sure we get lots of clearance. Good enough. Okay, we're good. We're good. We could even... okay, if we Control X this building and duplicate it. Okay, let's see. Yeah, we could even kind of do this and then duplicate this building again. There. And I think I like that so much that we're going to bring it over to this side. We don't even have to bother rotating it, do we? And so this is now like 10 buildings, but that's okay. Yeah, I get a little bit of a graphical oddness, so if we just sink one down a tiny bit. There we go. You know what? That works for me. That's good enough. It's not perfect, but... And then we got to do something about this. We could put another floor tile in there. Okay, this is all one building, so why don't we just take this and duplicate it. And voila! There's a little hole in there, but... actually, now that we got these pieces... That gives us a little bit more freedom with this piece to cover up the hole, right? Yeah, okay, perfect. See? So because we added these pieces as trim, we're not trying to like get this piece right here lined up perfectly between all this stuff. So we get a little bit more flexibility for positioning it. And then we get to clean up the hole nicely that way. Okay, that works. And look at our monorail. Very cool. Look at this guy. He's got a fun job. Is there a guy on the other end? There is. Okay. Now, let's go back over to this. And we need to, I think, just duplicate that out like that. And... okay, we need to move this coaster station. Let's just set it way over there for now. And we need to focus on this. What are we going to do with all this? And if we take these pieces... okay. And we got quite a bit of imperfection over here, and we could just do the same thing we did over here. And we can just bury it. We'll bury it. And we'll see how it looks, right? Smaller, but more intense. Okay. And see, this kind of gives us a better idea of, you know, what things are going to look like over here. And if we could like squeeze another building in or something like that. And let's go ahead and fix this where it got pulled out. Okay, and just get it back over the floor here. And then we'll go in and turn the intensity way down. And we'll just gently push it off the buildings. Okay. Can I get this just small brush? Okay. And how are we looking over here? Now let's try the roughen tool with a big brush. And just kind of see how this deforms the terrain a bit. We'll go back in and do some other stuff with it too, I imagine, but for right now. And so see, one thing we can do, something that's occurring to me, is this coaster station. Okay. See that this helps to like fill in the ideas, right? So what would happen if we put this coaster station like, oh, like right here? Let's see. They get on the right, they get off on the left. Okay, and then so originally I had thought that the queue for this would come in like through here somehow. Now I'm thinking that the queue could actually start down here and wind around here a little bit and then go up onto this platform, and they go through a tunnel and they come out of the tunnel and they go across like a little rope bridge to get to this coaster station. And then to get off of it, you know, they walk over through here. And where do they go? Can we repeat the rope tunnel theme? I don't know that we can. I don't know that we can, but it'd be kind of cool. Or not rope tunnel, rope bridge, rope tunnel. The hell am I thinking? Okay, but you know, I kind of like the way this looks, and until we do something further, let's kind of like repeat this over here, and then let's just push the terrain down a little bit. Okay. There. And then go back to the terrain, and let's paint it. Okay. I imagine we'll be doing a lot of this cleanup-wise as we progress through this area of the park, but I just kind of want to get like a rough idea of, you know, what's it looking like. Yeah, you know, that could be kind of cool if we could push a tunnel through here. And the queue goes up onto this. So I think we want to reserve this space over here for the queue for this thing. I think we want to do that. And we could even, this would be hard, but we could even make it like a two-story pirate building that they go into, and they walk around down the bottom story, and then they come out the top story and then come out through here. That could work. That'd be interesting. Okay, so I like the way this looks. I like this idea better. And all we need to do now is kind of put some stonework or something here. We could even just cobblestone path supports and just like redraw it like this for now. And I think for now we'll leave it just like that, and we'll wait until we come back in and start filling this thing in to see exactly, you know, what's it going to look like, because I'm not certain. I'm just not certain. And I don't think we got to go to the slope. Doesn't really matter which slope piece we pick. I don't think that these let's see. You know, it's probably easier to just build it off of this one, right? Because then it will already have the correct orientation. See, like this is angled too much. And then is this got the right... Yeah, this is about the right angling. So if we were to line this with walls, we'd want to use those pieces. But for now I'm going to leave it open. I'm just going to leave it open for right now. Now, the other thing I kind of wanted to work on was I wanted to fill this in with something. And the idea I had for that was, let's see, we make like a little wood platform thingy that they roll the barrels down. And so let's just start working on that and see how far we can get. I don't know how well this is going to work, but we're going to give it a try. First, we need to get a barrel. And we're going to make it part of this whole corner building. So let's just get a couple barrels. And let's rotate it and figure out how wide it is, right? We need to know how wide this barrel is, okay? Now we need to go over here, and I want the planks, I think. Okay, so we got a 2M plank. 2M works pretty good. And maybe we'll build it this way. Yeah, okay. And so what we want to do is we just kind of want to build like a basic track. Okay. And this is 4M. Okay, let's take this barrel. And let's kind of line it up with this thing. Okay. And now if we shoot. I didn't accept the change. Okay. So that's about how wide the barrel is, right? Now, if we take this plank and we just kind of get like right there, and we need another one like right here, and then we need to stand them up and maybe have them tilt out a little bit. Okay. So we do like that. Maybe we can rotate this one a little bit more this way, and maybe a little bit more like that, and then I feel like we need one more of these planks, just kind of like right down the center. Okay. And so that's kind of like our barrel track, right? Or with the what are they called? I think they're in the other I think they're over here. Can never remember what they're called. They're the round circular ones. Would a ladder work? I suppose the ladder could kind of work. Come on. The little short round ones. 2M. My crate. Where are they? I hate trying to find the scenery pieces in this game. It drives me crazy. I thought they were like wood poles. Ay, ay, ay. Oh my goodness. Okay. I know I used them somewhere else. This drives me nuts about this game. It's like you find a scenery piece and they call everything a bunch of different stupid names. And then when you want to go back and find them later, sometimes it's so freaking difficult. These ones, what are these called? A pole. Was I spelling it P-O-L-L? And then you never know which stinking thing they put them in. There they are. Was I typing P-O-L? I probably was. Oh, my goodness. Okay. Maybe we want to use these ones instead. Okay. Yeah, I kind of like this one better. I like it better than the flatwood one. Okay, and then we'll duplicate it over here. Okay, and so now that we made that like little basic shape, and we know that we can fit a barrel on it, let's take all of this. How long did it take? It took 6 minutes to do that because I couldn't find the wood pole. And okay, now here, okay, I may have been spelling pole wrong because I'm a dummy, but I know I definitely spelled wood correctly. Here they are. Oh, man. It's the picture throws you off. Okay. All right. Okay, so we're going to move this whole thing. And what we'll do is we'll just kind of like, let's see, and then we'll lift it up, right? How tall are the people in this game? Let's eyeball it with the little guy in there. That's like a little bit over waist high. Might be chest high. Okay. And now we duplicate that. And of course the angle of axes is like totally odd. Makes sense. Should be. It should be. It shouldn't match up at all with the previous selection. And yes, please rotate it that way. My God. Okay, and then we'll lower this monstrosity down. Okay, good. That works, sort of. And now what we want to do is we want to take this piece and just kind of like... we want to clean up this where it joins up here a little bit. So we'll just kind of lower it down. Lower it down. And then we'll take all of these and lower them down just a tiny bit too. Okay, and then we'll move this barrel. Let's move it this way. And let's give it a slightly different tilt, okay, than the one up top. And now we got to take all this stuff and kind of do it again. Now, maybe it's just easier to, let's see, world, okay, to just do this, right? This might be easier because then we can at least just keep everything kind of lined up. Okay, so we'll drag these down. And we need one of these about here, here, here. Why is this one weird? Shouldn't the angle... Okay, this arrow is the one I want. And on this one, I want the red arrow. So we can see that, like, you know, it's not really correct. And now let's just take all of this, deselect that, and let's kind of like rotate it this way. And now we'll fidget with it. Okay, and we could take this one. World axes. Okay. And now what we need is like a platform that they dump onto, right? And let's get let's see, what could we use? What could we use? Let's look at the cargo stuff. Or actually, let's be more general than that. Let's just look at the pirate stuff, okay? And what do we got? Okay, we could always get this. Ooh. Do we want to use this? Let's see. No, I don't think we need to use that. I was thinking we can kind of make it look like they're rolling into the back and then rolling out, but I don't think we need to do that. Let's okay, maybe over here is where they are. Building material, no. Building scenery theme, pirate. This is it? I thought there was more in here than just this. Okay, back over to here. Where are like the wood platforms and things? Okay, there's this. That's not what I'm looking for. Okay, you know what? Forget it. I know I used it over here. This is just so much easier. The wooden bell tower. I guess this might be Western. Alright, so let's see. So how does this work, right? Maybe we set this up like this. Okay, and then let's reset the filters. We need a flat piece. We need something flat. Wood platform overhang. No, that's on the grid. We don't want that. Okay, so either the wood platform, although I'd kind of prefer the other wood platform. I think for this one, I prefer the non-grid piece. Okay, and so what we'll do is let's just lift it up to there, right? Let's see where this takes. God, can we get these things to just move on the grid? Pete's sake. Okay. 1M. Where's our little 1M post? Okay, which building is this? What building is this a part of? Building 63, 200 and something objects. It's part of that building. Okay, that's why. Split from the building. Now it's part of no buildings. Okay, we want it to be part of this building. That's what we want. There we go. Okay, let's get our little 1M piece here. There. This is why I do this trick. Because now I can move these stupid things on the grid. And not have to get so frustrated with the movement axes you know, we need movement axes that actually line up to the building axes. There just needs to be a third choice. When you go into here, there just needs to be 3 choices. World, object, building. World, object, building. That's what we need. And then all the problems would magically go away. Straw. So we're going to make it so that these things, they come down here and they get stopped by a bunch of straw. Okay. That's how they stop. Let's take this barrel and duplicate it. And let's put another one. Okay. Good enough, right? Okay. And then we need to take a couple of these. There's a guy down here. He works on sorting the barrels. Okay. And then let's see. What else do we do with the barrels? Now we need the crane. Okay, let's go find the crane. Here it is. And we'll put the crane like right here. Yeah, we'll put the crane right there. Now we get rid of a couple of these, like that, and then all we need to do is just build some supports underneath here, and we could just use the wood frame piece. Where are they at? They're over here. If we sink it down like that. And we just get one more over here. Okay. And that kind of works. And then if we take these pieces, set them there. How do we like this? I mean, do we like this? The guests, they walk by this thing. It's all a little bit close to the guests, isn't it? Isn't it? Oh, and of course we need some beams and stuff underneath here to hold this thing up. We'll get to that. And well, you know, we could always fix this path because now we got more room over here, so we could do something a little bit different with all this right here. So I think these paths are going to change, and so I think I'm okay with the way it looks. And a little while ago, I said we may end up with some food shops over here. So maybe we'll end up with food shops over here. I'm not sure. And if we were to do food shops, how would it work? Maybe they would like go right here, and then this would be one line, and the other one could go right here, and this would be the other one. So you get these 2 lines that go over here, and then with the food shops there, and then you get the queue coming off of here to go to this ride, and the exit comes back this way. And then with the food shops and all that stuff right here, we could turn this into like a little rest area, and this could become all rest area. We could put some benches and stuff like that over here. And maybe that's how that area is going to flesh out and look. I think that could work. The other way of doing it, let's see. How else would you do it? We could build the food shops over here. Okay, they could be over here. And then we could have like a little rest area in here that the monorail station goes, or the monorail track goes over. You know, I don't know if in real parks, if the monorail tracks generally go over areas like that. They usually, well, I guess it's okay. I mean, I don't really care. At this point, I'm thinking about it too much. And the episode is also getting a little long. So I think what we're going to do is I think we're going to end this one here, and we'll come back in the next one and kind of maybe finish this area up, and we'll do some crude a little bit of crude building over here, I think, to kind of start a coaster station for this, or at least the queue. And I think maybe we'll just work on drawing the path, no, I take it back. What we're gonna do when we come back in the next episode is we're gonna finish up this platform, and then I'm not gonna do anything else over here. Then we're gonna turn our attention to this side, and we're just gonna get some sort of structure built here so that it looks like the monorail takes off and goes into like a tunnel or a fort or something. But we're gonna get that done, and then pretty much all this area is done, and what we can turn our attention to is actually, I think we could do the Stingray. Yeah, we should do the Stingray, because then we'll get the Stingray will fill in all of this. It'll fill in this because the chain lift's going to come out and go back around this way. And I do want to do stuff. I still have this idea that the Stingray is going to come out of this mountain and go like into the ground and come out of the lagoon. I'm still thinking about doing that. I'm going to try to do that. So I don't know how it's going to work, but I'm going to try to pull that off. And then when it comes back, it's got to go back through here to return to the station. So I don't want to build any scenery over here until I know what the Stingray is going to look like. So yeah, plan of attack. When we come back, we're going to finish just the little supports and stuff over here. We will build a little bit of a structure over here for the monorail to go into, and then after that, we're going to build the Stingray coaster, and I think that's going to be really cool. All right, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time, and have a great afternoon.